Yes, sir. Monday Night Raw is officially on deck. Pardon the delay, but y'all already know how Mondays go.
Yeah.
We got jobs. We had to get ourselves in order. People fronted, said they were gonna be available for us to be on air, but then they was like, "Oh no, we need a few more minutes." Yeah, I mean, you know how I go at work. Your colleagues get in the way,
Yeah.
you're busy, shit like that. You know what I mean? But
Motherfuckers be
we're
late
on
and
deck.
shit. You know what
So
I
say the
mean?
rap style. What's the word, bro?
Yeah, yeah. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Had a real chill weekend. You know what I mean? Just listening to tunes, watching movies. I seen this new movie called Poor Things with Emma Stone. She was weird. It was kind of fire. But yeah, man, just a chill vibe. Nothing major this weekend. Just giving up for the holidays. You know what I mean?
Can't really complain too crazy.
You know what I mean?
All right,
Any
respectfully.
movie heads out there? Any movie heads out there? What yeah, y'all seen any new movies? Yo, you ever seen the Scorsese shit? The last one
Nah,
that he
I didn't
put
even
out?
pull up on it. After
Yeah.
the Irishman, I'm kind of out on Scorsese. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Especially if it's on Netflix. Yeah, y'all could keep it. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the legend, but the Irishman was mad long for no fucking reason, bro. I'm good on
yeah,
that.
I kind
I'm
of heard the
hearing
same thing of this one.
I'm hearing
The
people talk about some Netflix movie with what's the name of son? The dude who's playing the new Blade, Mahershala Ali.
oh yeah.
You seen that?
I peeped that. I peeped that. It was good up until like the. I don't want to spoil the end or nothing, but like it just kind of ended mad abruptly. Like there's no real
Oh,
resolution. It's one of those, you know what I mean? So like
the-
you're waiting for a resolution. You're waiting to see like, yo, how's all this shit gonna come to a head? Pause.
oh.
Let me not start early. Um, and then it just fucking cuts and ends, and you're like, the
Oh,
fuck?
you mean
That's it.
so it's like back when you was a young guy and you linked up a shorty and it was a good time. It was a good time and then nothing happened. You had to
Then
go home
yeah,
like that.
you're like it was all build up, man. It was building up to be a good time. You saw the signs of a happy ending, but
Hey,
at the end,
damn it, man.
it was just like, all right, I'm going to bed. Like word, like come on, man.
I mean, we got our first strange comment of the night. Artisan Windchime says, "Please, your disdain for the brother ain't gonna change the numbers." I don't know what this means, but
What
okay,
is
Mr. Artisan, would you like to explain your comment, sir? Because I don't
yeah,
know what you
please.
mean. You know what I mean? I ain't like,
But we haven't spoken disdain on anybody.
yeah, the show
When
just started. In fact, I don't, I
what is
don't, I don't quite know. You know what I mean? In fact, I'm actually a little confused. You know what I mean? But
hmm
yo, real quick, since it a raps now, I know we're gonna
yes,
talk
yes.
about Hove and everything in a second,
Yeah.
but we gotta talk about this guy, Jonathan Majors. He lost. It's over with, bro.
It's a wrap, man. I haven't even really been following the case all too tough, but
I thought he was
I
innocent.
mean, yeah, I mean, from what I'm hearing, what I saw in the video, like you know what I mean, like it didn't look like he was really all that. I look, I don't want to say the wrong thing. It's almost 2024, but
Right?
like it, you know what I mean. Times is different, but like I don't know, man. Like it didn't seem like it seemed like a standard kerfuffle
That
uh you know between couples, and he was like, yo, like I don't want to black, I don't want to spaz, so let me just like separate myself from the whole situation. But then
right.
all these other things were coming up with calls and texts and conversations and stuff like that. And I guess they just painted a picture of him. Now look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think the guy's a little left of center, a little
Mm-hmm.
weird. But I didn't think it had to be for all that, man.
You
But
didn't think it was that deep.
now he's facing a year in the big, like it's crazy, man.
I
It's
mean,
crazy.
it's tough, but it's like after the whole thing that happened last year with Meg and everything, we gotta know if you're a prominent black man and you're doing something that looks even minutely domestic, and in this case, you got fingerprints or like bruising around her neck and her fingers. You running out the jeep. You looking like Herschel Walker in his prime because he's a vintage nigga. You know what I mean? you running for blocks. it's a bad look, man. Like you,
Yeah,
honestly, I don't wish bad on no person who gets to live their dreams and make it to the highest level of whatever they're trying to be in their life. But this is a generational fumble, in my opinion. Unless some new information comes about in the next 24 to 48 hours to change the opinion, this is a generational fumble, bro. Like you hate to see it.
that's crazy, man. It
Danny,
is
what's the
crazy.
word, bro?
Yo, what's the vibes, good brothers? I'm in the building. Chat, what
Okay.
up?
Yo,
All right.
is there a delay on your end? Cause
Word. It was like a pause there for a second.
Yeah, yeah, my shit
you
might be
get
negative.
you got a little buzz coming from your end.
Well, let me
Hold
see
on,
if
let
I
me
can
try
help him
something.
out. Yo, Danny, say something. Oh, well, now we've lost Danny.
Oh damn! All right.
You know what I mean? Oh, is he back? Yeah, I'll be back. Here, Danny the balance. How you feel? You straight now? You have to get your
Yeah,
connections connected.
yeah, everything looking wavy on my end or
Yeah,
what?
you Gucci. You look like you how you normally look. To
Wavy.
be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have to switch up to the Wi-Fi. Sometimes I turn it off because I record this shit in like a
Mm.
closet. I'm saying to get the best effect. But yeah, man, I'm listening to y'all niggas takes, man. Ah,
This is your wheelhouse,
ah,
Danny. You know what I'm saying? Let's
ah.
talk about it.
It's rough, bro. Have my nigga on the run looking like the little nigga from the paint can. You know what I'm saying? Looking real wicked, bro.
NRE Nori saying for
Yo,
niggas on the run eating.
I mean, I can't say what that man did, bro, but that kind of run that man had, that don't strike me as a nigga that was getting the beats, that was putting the beats on people. That strike me as a nigga that was kind of getting the beats put on him, bro. And then
Mm.
a high profile dude, brother. You know, you with a white lady. That's already gonna be swinging over your head like the sword of Damocles. So
The sort
this
of damn.
this is different, bro. This is different. I didn't think they had a case against him as far as the actual, like they would pin something on him. Cause my nigga was running like he was in fear of his life, bro. Like this was how many city blocks that look like, bro? Your man cleared like 8 good city blocks, like on a run, and she kept up with him the whole time. So I didn't think that would be a person who would be in danger. I've never seen a nigga chase the nigga that, you know, nobody chases Mike Myers, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little awkward to see, but I do feel bad for him because that's a bag that's really gone,
Nobody chases Mike Myers is actually a bar.
bro. Like
Wow.
she was on his
Wow.
heels. I've never seen it. I just never seen it. I've never seen someone who's in fear of their life chase a nigga that they're in fear of. That's crazy.
They
You know what I'm saying?
saying they saying Jonathan's artisans. Oh, two things. Artisan saying that was a bar from some people hate. Fair play, he used the whole bar, and he also says Jonathan's suicidal threats over text did him in, so he just looks like a madman. That's what you're saying. Long story short.
But yeah, I mean that just goes to my point. Like he just seemed like a little left of center, a little not entirely grounded, and he has like a very strong, like I don't want to even say strong presence. He has a bit of a domineering presence. Like he looks like if he's not going to shake her, he's going to speak to her very strongly to the point where she's going to feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And
Oh
I don't
no.
know, man. I guess that's where you can't even you can't speak too strongly to somebody
It,
else, or their
it
feelings are
sounds
going to
like
get
you
hurt.
saying whatever
They're
they
going to
say
they,
he did that
He
shit,
did,
Sin.
yeah, a
That's what
little
I'm
bit.
hearing from you, Sid.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying is that if he like if he if anybody raises their voice a little too much or makes anyone feel like like they're being spoken down to or spoken to in a way where they feel like they might be beneath you or something like that, like
Mm.
it's a slippery slope is what I'm saying. Like you can't even have like an actual relationship argument anymore without fear of like this kind of repercussion. It's a little crazy, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna ask you this, it's a touchy question, but we in it, does the fact that it's a white woman make
No,
it
of
more
course.
shaky for
Well,
Mr. Majors?
well, but that's what I mean. It's like, but I mean, we all know the dynamic is gone back, you know, decades, centuries. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, this white women are looked at as this delicate flower. You know what I mean? And if you even like blow on their pedals the wrong way to the point where they get slightly out of place and wrinkled, then they're gonna look at you crazy. You know what I mean? They're gonna look at you like some type of like big, domineering
monster,
almost animal. You know what I mean? And a fucking monster. You know what I mean? That's I feel like that in a lot of ways that's what's playing out right now. And a lot, you know what I mean? Like, and of course the feminist community is gonna come out and and celebrate this, but like we all know, like feminism is really white feminism, so of course they're gonna celebrate this. You know what I mean?
Talk heavy. I think I agree with the chat. Somebody in the chat that said that they made an example out of bro. I might have to agree because he was about to be the face. He was about to be Thanos' replacement, essentially. Yeah. He was going to be the big villain of the next cycle of Marvel movies. He was already, he stole the show in Creed 3. He was already being positioned. In a lot of ways, he was being positioned as that next top black. Honestly, he might have been the next top black actor because his range was so limitless that he was going to be a position. He could have been an action star. He could have done a serious thespian shit. He could have just done the random, let me just get this bag real quick shit. He had so much versatility, and then he already had the HBO bag from when he did what's the name of that show on HBO he did? I don't remember the name of it. Lovecraft Country, which was fire, and they canceled it. They canceled 2 black shows in the same year. I ain't forget because the Watchmen, Watchmen was black as fuck. You know what I mean? And they canceled both of them. Big surprise, HBO, huh? But anyway, I feel bad for bro because when you're in that position, that's rarefied air. That's almost like becoming like a max player in sports. Like your team, like becoming a max player of the Yankees, like a premier franchise or the Lakers. We're giving you the keys to the world. But at the same time, I gotta say, whatever you were doing, Chief, you fumbled. I can't. Look, I want to shoot a little piece of bail, but it's like, fam, you got the Marvel bag. You starred in the low-key series. You about to be in an Ant-Man movie. What is you doing, bro? Whatever she don't, let her slap you, let her scratch you. Shit, run out the car before you choke her. You was already planning on running. Run away. What are you doing? Bro, like we worked too hard to get this far to fumble this shit. And be clear, we know that there's traps along the way. Shit, the Rap Round Table has encountered many traps, and sometimes I done drove right into the trap. But I'm learning that sometimes you gotta avoid the traps in order to get your success. Maneuver around those potholes because you work too fucking hard to let a couple of haters, a couple of leashes pull you down. And Mr. Majors, you did that. But nevertheless, somebody who hasn't let the leeches get in his way, that's not Carter himself. Sean Corey Carter, the most polarizing person in hip hop that's not named Diddy, I would say. I don't think I'm reaching by saying that, right? Because I think that Jay-Z's in a situation now in his life, forget his career, because we don't even know where he's at. But you go on the internet, you either love Hov. There's no middle ground with Hov. You never come across a person that says, I like Jay-Z. It's either you love him or you hate him. So this topic right here, I was like, I think I have an idea of why people really hate Jay-Z. And it took me to last night's Sid and Didi. This I don't know his name, but he tweeted out something about Big L. And he was saying that Big L and Jay-Z were never gonna work because Big L was from Brooklyn and he was better than Jay-Z and et cetera, et cetera.
When did Big L come from Brooklyn? When did that happen?
There you go. So it's like
that was crazy.
So I was like, you know what? I think people go on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and they pretend to hate Jay-Z merely for engagements. Because they know once they say something about Hov, it's gonna create a conversation. All the Jay-Z haters are gonna come out because so many people like this post, and I'm like, how are y'all liking this tweet when Big L is from Harlem? Y'all didn't even correct him. I just saw Jay-Z would be jealous of Big L and just like that shit. So since they're a rap star, maybe I'm tripping. But I think that the Jay-Z hate on the internet is actually fake. What do you have to say to that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's fake. I think I think the hate is real. I think the disdain is real.
Okay.
But I just think that like it it clouds people's judgment like
Mm.
clearly because like you can hate Jay-Z all you want. You know what I mean? But then when you start like just making up facts, for instance, like if you don't know anything else about 90s rap, if you like you know five basic things at most, right? Biggie, Brooklyn, Nas, Queens, The Wu, Staten Island, Fat Joe, the Bronx, and fucking Big L is from Harlem. You know those five basic things. You know what I mean? At the very least. So, and then because I remember he also responded back to the to the rap roundtable response saying, "Don't test my rap knowledge, my hip
Oh
hop
no,
knowledge."
that was somebody else.
Oh, that
That
was
was
someone
somebody.
else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That just
copy.
shows you how ridiculous the conversation was.
So
Twitter's
I
a
got I
madhouse.
bet. So scratch that. But still, in all, like I don't understand how somebody wakes up in the morning and says, "You know what? I'm gonna send out a tweet and just make up something that is like so 100% false,
Hmm.
just to back up my hatred for somebody." You know what I mean? And it's a sickness. People on the internet. There's a lot of sick people on the internet, and I don't use that word lightly. This is not hyperbole. I mean like mentally ill people. Like they want engagement so bad, and they want engagement to align with whatever hate or ill feelings they feel or negative feelings they feel inside towards anybody that they'll just concoct some crazy ass tweet, make up shit, make up complete lies, and then the other people that are just as sick of that as that person will
Mm.
line up in droves to like and retweet and comment with 100 emojis. Like y'all motherfuckers is sick out there, bro. Like I don't understand. Like, look again, you can hate Jay-Z. Like for instance, me personally, I'm not a Lil Wayne fan. I don't like Lil Wayne. I'm not gonna say some shit like uh fucking Lil Wayne and Kanye West couldn't coexist. Like because that's just sounds crazy, you know what I mean? And then say because Kanye West is also from Louisiana. Come on, bro. Like get out of here. Like you just y'all weird out there, bro.
And that's
Super.
the thing. It's like with bro who was like, "Don't question my knowledge," because the rap roundtable page was like, "Yo, like people really co-signing this BS," and he responded back like, "What's BS?" He was so focused on the fact that he figured that we were more focused on saying that Big L was better than Jay-Z, and not the fact that this clown nigga on Twitter said that Big L's from Brooklyn. Like, why even asking what's BS? Like, why even fishing for an argument? Imagine if I said that fucking Juvenile was from like Baton Rouge or something as opposed to New Orleans. You know what I mean? Like people will have a problem with that. Like, if you think Big L is better than Jay-Z, so what? Like, it's 2023. I know this is new. There's this new trend, especially on Twitter, where we're going back in time and we're creating a whole new timeline. I know this is the era of the multiverse in the comic book shows and movies and shit. So apparently there's the rap multiverse where things just necessarily change. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, if you thought that Big L is better than Jay-Z, that's not a talking point that's new. Niggas were saying Big L was better than Jay-Z when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So like, to think that you're breaking new ground by saying L is better than Hove, you're not. Let's be clear. Motherfuckers been saying that. Secondly, you're not allowed to be in any kind of discussions if you don't even know your history. If you're not doing the knowledge, you just come on the net to just say some bullshit. Keep it. We don't want it. But Dini, bro, what you got to say about the quote Jay-Z hate?
Uh, I think Jay is Amazon now, bro. Like Jay is the it's that entity that you say, damn, they putting everybody out of business, but you're like, damn, they Prime is kind of it though. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's a weird balance. But I think it's been on top for so long. It's being the guy for so long. It's being the dot connector for so long. It's literally being the guy that people think of, hate it or love it, when you think of hip hop. I've never heard so much hate for Jay not popping out for Hip Hop 50. While there's been a plethora of niggas who haven't popped out, that I've seen people making a ton of excuses for it. Shout out to Andre 3000. All of a sudden, you know, hip hop's not the main thing in life. He's transcended to the tranquil place and all that shit. No, bro, you hold Jay-Z to that standard because he's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you hold anybody else who's at that top level to that standard. I get it, bro. I do get it. If you're trying to like ascend to a certain level, or even someone your favorite MC is just always on that back pedal, he just can't overtake that one individual. I can see how you have that. It's kind of like the LeBron thing with Cole. You know what I'm saying? The niggas who know always gonna say Cole. You get what I'm saying? But the niggas that just stat check, the niggas who, you know, just like I've been here, the recency bias shit. Oh, LeBron's the guy, and I get it. I get why you would say that, but we're not gonna negate the fact that that nigga just is a different level. It's just I've witnessed it, bro. I've literally been around for all of this shit, and just the hate Hove has gotten over the years, even from the whole like the way the Nas fans popped out heavy during the takeover. Like, bro, as a nigga that's been fucking with Nas heavy, that wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? When he was on his hiatus, all that love, all that where's Nas shit was not there, bro. It was a big deal when he popped out for takeover because he was going at the top nigga. And that's why Hove always gonna get that hate, because he has yet to cease to be the top nigga since he's been here. Like really since Biggie and them left, it's really been Hove.
All right, so let me ask you this. Stay right there, Beanie. Yeah. I'm reading the chat, and I want to, because a lot of them are saying it. People feel like Jay-Z is too self-absorbed, and they feel like a lot of if people hate Hove, it's because he's about money and he's about self. What are you saying in response to that? Or do you agree with them even?
I disagree. How many people has made money in collaboration with Jay-Z? Like we don't hear those stories. We hear like the Puff stories. Why ain't got my published? We don't hear those stories about Hove. Like shout out to Mace for always saying this. We talked about the Diddy thing.
I don't know. Beans.
That wasn't really like publishing though. That was more like this nigga was supposed to be my babysitter while I was locked up, and he wouldn't take on that responsibility.
We could talk about that. Beans' issue with Hove is that he felt like Beans left him hanging at the most important time in his life with that whole case. He didn't stand up for him. Dame stood up, but he ain't stand up. You know what I mean?
The judge said, Jay-Z, if you're willing to take responsibility, we'll let him out. Basically, like saying if you're willing to like make sure he's doing what he's supposed to. Like, how you do that for a grown ass man, bro?
Well, we could have that conversation, and that's the thing. You know, we talk about here on the Rap Roundtable. I think we get in a lot of trouble because we always try to have an everyman perspective of everything when it comes to rap. And you have people who they kind of try to use our words against us because we try to just be ground level. Like a lot of times when people pod or they have a platform, they kind of talk above the frame. And I think a lot of times we put ourselves right in the middle of the frame. When we talk about Nas and Jay, we don't talk about it as there's things that you can say, there's things you can't say. We've put ourselves in the middle of the frame. Then you have people out there saying that, oh, we don't really like Nas because I might say one thing about Nas or Sid is playing a role about with Jay-Z, shit like that. When in reality, we just put a camera onto our personal conversations. I'm a Jay-Z fan that's mad that Nas beat him. Sincere celebrates that Nas won. And I've talked my shit because I'm a fan of this guy as an everyman. So again, I'm gonna put myself in that everyman position right now, and I might get in trouble for it, but so be it. That's why the Rap Roundtable is the best barbershop on the block. The reality is, people get mad at like adults who are in position, but they never put themselves in that position. How do we know that Hove wasn't telling Beans for years? Tighten up, get your shit together. Leave the streets alone. We putting you at Rockefeller, the dynasty, in position to be something bigger than what you are. And Beans never left the streets alone. Why is it that? Why? I'm gonna ask the question to the chat and to y'all. Why is it now Jay-Z's responsibility to now be responsible for Beans when low key kind of was the whole time, and he was trying to big bro him? He was trying to big bro Beans the whole time
because supposedly it's supposed to be family. You know what I mean?
Play. That's a fair assessment. Okay.
You know
I give you this though. If think of the nigga you know. Everybody know they got a homie that's a hothead, bro. Like just everything's on go time. Think of that brother. And think of yourself having the Rap Roundtable, multi-million-dollar conglomerate. We here now. We did that. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. We get to where we trying to be. your man get caught up in a jam. The judge tells you, listen, you take that everything this nigga does is on you. So if this nigga comes out and basically does anything, it's all on you. We gonna hold you responsible for that. Are you taking that man on pause?
Well, look, Beans could have very well have ended up being Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? But if you like, if I just feel like at some point, like messages and signals get crossed because you're creating music, you're putting out albums called Dynasty, The Rock, La Familia. You know what I mean? You going on these shows together, and it's like, yo, we like family, like we hold each other down, all this and that. And when the chips actually fall, you know what I mean? You realize that, like, oh shit, this motherfucker don't really got my back, like he's been saying on camera. Like you know, we've named our albums this, we've done mad songs together, talk about how we like a fucking family taking over the industry. And that's not, it ends up not really being the case. Part of it, yeah, Beans might have been a little naive, you know what I mean? But like also you hear people telling you all the time, you know, over and over again, like we're family, and that ends up, you know, you end up believing that shit.
But what about accountability? And what if I'm Hove, send me and you, we doing a rap round table, and I keep every time you tell me to chill, I keep getting us in more bullshit. At a certain point, you're gonna wash your hands with me.
Right, that's a fact, and that's
affecting the money, bro. Like
and that,
bottom line.
Well, and then that's the flip side, and I think that's what feeds into what people, back to the topic, why people hate Jay-Z, and the hate that people have for Jay-Z is that at the end of the day, Jay-Z is always going to look at it at things from one angle. How does this help me? How does this advance me and my career? And whatever, you know, conglomerate he had, whatever company, whatever record label, whatever, you know, whatever it is, how does this advance me, my entity, my family, you know, the real family? And if there's a situation that he looks at and he's like, nah, this is not gonna help advance me, he's gonna cut ties with that shit mad quick. He's very, you know, pragmatic in that way. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like a lot of people will be, you know, will put more emotions into it. Like, nah, you got to do that for the love, or you got to look out for your homie because that's your homie. You know what I mean? Put emotions into it. Jay-Z is, from what I've been able to tell throughout his career, he don't have those emotions. You know what I mean? And people don't understand that.
Or Humble Bragger said in the chat that these people are not really his mans. Like Tata and them guys and Emery, those are his friends. These guys were people that he brought along the way. What do you say to that, Deanie?
I can agree with that, you know. And also it's how many times was Beans locked up, but in and out of jail between that time. It's not like it's like he had one little run in. I got to hold down big. Like Beans was like in and out the joint heavy, bro. So it's like not one time, not two times. You consistently in and out. You consistently on go time. And like I said, this is when Jay was on like was real come up and shit. So like it's fucking up the business, bro. Like it's fucking up the package. You get what I'm saying?
Hey,
like,
yo.
I'm not
your turn.
That I could go to work, bro.
I didn't. Fucking up the package is actually drunk talk. You know what I mean? If
that's
you really
what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't say nothing.
Y'all really, bro.
I love it, man.
Y'all be moving the goalposts whenever y'all feel like it.
Not at all. You never heard that?
If that was me.
Nah, we didn't let it in.
You would have been good.
Notice I didn't even blink when it happened. I didn't think nothing of it. But no, I mean, I think part of it is that, and let's get to the elephant in the room, because I'm gonna speak for myself because I'm the loudest one when it comes to this guy. It's the Jay-Z fans. Jay-Z fans, if you let other hip hop fans tell it, we don't know rap, we don't know the culture, we only care about his money. You know what I'm saying? I've come across, just doing this pod, I've come across a few Jay-Z fans who really love rap. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but there's this rhetoric that when we get into rap debates, the first thing people say is, oh, but he's a billionaire. And people get upset because what about the music though? What about the bars? What the fuck being a billionaire got to do with the music? And then I'll play devil's advocate and I always say, well, he got the billions because he rapped. He wasn't an actor. He wasn't an athlete. He rapped. He got the Billy with the bars. That should be the name of the next album. Got the Billy with the bars. But so people get frustrated by that. Like I don't know. For me, sometimes I'm gonna be what the fuck? What is poets and rhyme talking about? Sincere. When did you judge mentally ill people? Say what are we
Oh,
talking about?
because I said people on the internet like there's something mentally wrong with them when they go
Poets and
and
rhymers. Please stop. I got a
crazy
mentally
shit
ill.
for engagement.
I got a mentally ill sister, and I don't really play like that. So watch your fucking mouth. He ain't saying nothing crazy. Anyway, nigga made me. I just got me tight because niggas be trying to push narratives and niggas be having whole real
And
lives out here.
he said it like 4 times. I've been
Like
ignoring
fuck
him.
out of here, bro.
He's been like 4 different times, bro.
But nevertheless, do people hate success? That's what it feels like. Like he earned that. How come we don't ever celebrate the fact that he put the work and he earned that? Matter of fact, I'm gonna take it a step further. Why is it that certain black people at a certain level are not allowed to celebrate success? They gotta drink blood and be part of the Illuminati. Like why? Like, what's going
Here's the
on?
thing. A lot of people look again like we've talked about this extensively. Like nuance is lost on people. Like the gray area is lost on people. Like
I'm about to bring that pod back. Shit.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Two things can be true at the same time. You know what I mean? Jay-Z can be mega successful and a billionaire and also be dumb nice at rapping, right? Especially early on in his career. And this goes back to the conversation between, about comparing Big L and Jay-Z. Look, I love Big L. I'm probably the biggest Big L fan at the table. I think Big L took that 7-minute freestyle quite handedly from Jay-Z. You know what I mean? To this day, I think nobody's been a better punchline rapper than Big L. You know what I mean? Like Jav might say Fab, you know what I mean? I don't know. Deanie might say Lloyd Banks. I don't know. I'm gonna always have the Big L cape on when it comes to punchline rapping. You know what I mean? Mace's gonna say Lil Wayne probably. You know what I mean?
Lil Wayne is the worst punchline rapper.
Again, I want to put words in his mouth.
Drake showed y'all exactly how to, because things people, because Kenny Mac, I'm sorry, but if you listen to Scary Hours 3, like Drake pointed out why I hate everything about Lil Wayne's raps. Drake has so many setup bars with all of his metaphors, even the like metaphors, and J. Cole as well, when they was trading bars. That was textbook how to slay traps and set bars up for punchlines. Lil Wayne like this, like that, like fuck. Hey, go ahead, Sin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, but yeah, like I could love Big L and I could love the potential that he had. He was raw with his delivery and his bars and his punchlines, but Big L does not have a reasonable doubt under his belt. And I know his career got cut short tragically. You know what I mean? God bless the dead. But there was the potential was there. But when we look at Lifestyles of Poor and Dangerous, like that's not even. All due respect, that is not even close to reasonable doubt. You know what I mean? And they came out like a year apart, 2 years apart, something like that.
Him says y'all NYC bias makes the show unwatchable. Real quick, where's Drake from again? Where's J. Cole from again?
Canada,
okay.
North Carolina.
All right. I didn't know that these guys are from
New York City.
Shit, that's crazy. Carry on, Sam.
But yeah, nah, man, like this narrative that like Big L was better than Jay-Z, sure, he bested him in the freestyle, you know what I mean? But then Jay-Z went on to drop Reasonable Doubt. And Reasonable Doubt is, I just listened to it the other day, straight through, sometime around the when we went to go see Book of Hope. What a fucking phenomenal piece of work, bro. Front to back, just like masterfully crafted. And from somebody that at the time, and this is the other thing that gets me tight when people talk about Jay-Z, they always say, oh, nobody was talking about Jay-Z in 95, 96. It was Nas and Biggie and Pac. Yeah, that is true. And that's even more to the point of how fucking incredible Reasonable Doubt is. Because how did nobody notice this? How did he fly under everybody's radar? How did no record label sign him and then on his own produce and create Reasonable Doubt?
I mean, the competition was just higher, bro. It just speaks to the competition of what rap was in the early to mid 90s. It was just a different time.
Everybody was nice.
I understand that, but like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like other MCs, like you saw them coming, pause. You know what I mean? You saw Illmatic coming, you saw Ready to Die coming, you saw you know what I mean, Me Against the World coming. Like nobody saw Reasonable Doubt coming, and then it happened, and people didn't.
True.
It took people some time to catch up to the shit.
For real.
So him is mad because Sincere says y'all talking about other rappers now, but to say Big L is the best punchline rapper since is crazy, bro. So here's the problem. I don't know. I've never seen him in the chat. So him, welcome, sir. You know what I mean? If Sincere has an opinion, right? That is his opinion. Notice he said Jav might say this person, Mace might say Mace. I mean, Mace might say Wayne, Dini might say Banks. He was not speaking for the group when he said he believes that Big L
is the best.
This is not a rap show where people try to tell you what to think. In fact, if you go to our matter of fact, leave the chat, go to Twitter, find our page. It tells you in the bio, we are the voices of hip hop that don't expect you to agree with us. So if he gives his opinion, that's his opinion. Notice the rest of the chat didn't blink when he said that Big L was whatever, because they're used to it here. Get familiarize yourself. Or how about this, him? If you disagree with Sin, why don't you throw a name in the chat? Who you think is the better punchline rapper? Maybe somebody we haven't tapped in on. Maybe somebody not from New York. Because I just said, we just showed you how Drake laid the foundation for how to have set up bars and punchlines. I just said that a second ago. Why don't you have a counter to that? Maybe somebody else is out there. Kendrick Lamar's not a punchline rapper. There's guys who fire with the metaphor. Rome Streets, you might not be familiar. He's a top tier punchline rapper, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Ransom is from New Jersey. He might be the best punchline rapper. Give me some names, him. Don't complain. Have discourse, huh? You know what I mean? But yo, like I like the new voices, but don't complain. We want you to argue. Just have something to say. That's all. Jesus Christ. But yeah, bro, I feel like as we move into hip hop 51, we gotta find new shit to be mad at, bro. Like it can't just be Jay's rich. We hate Jay-Z fans. Like, be mad at something else. Let's be mad at Kendrick taking basically a year off again. He did the little hillbillies bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got. I see Benny the Butcher in the chat. Conway, another top 10 punchline rapper. Cicera rap snob. Every time I go back to that Special Machinery album, more and more I'm seeing why you said that my man 38 got that album, because 38 got nicer this year. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe, but his pen pause is as sharp as it's ever been. No Bruno. You know what I mean? So
delivery, you know what I mean? Like he's really hit in that pocket. You know what I mean?
Mickey Fax. Yo, real quick, we had Mickey Fax on the pod a few years ago. Mickey Fax platform right now, I love what he's doing with. He's taking bars and he's giving you almost like ESPN analysis of how to break down lyrics and punchlines. And to me, that shit is fire. You know what I mean? Great. I'm gonna reach out to Mickey Fax next year and see if he could come back on and really talk about that. We bumped into Mickey Fax a couple of times since he's been on the show.
Yeah, I've seen him at the gig over here too.
This how I know niggas don't really watch the show. Poets and Rhymers says Jav gets upset over Jay-Z and Mike D blushes. Like, I don't get mad about Jay-Z. In fact, I can't remember the last time I got mad about Hov. I'm the same one that said Hov was toast like a month ago. So what are we talking about here? Go away. According to Hip Hop is on right now, Poets and Rhymers, go over there. Go watch their show. You know what I mean? Leave the Rap Round Table alone. Shout out to Mike D and Coop. You know what I mean? Go over there.
100. Trump 100 said Redman. See, Redman's another good one.
Yeah, you go. Redman's he
I don't know if I would put Redman.
He has punches though,
bro. The Redman you like punchlines was mean, bro. Early Redman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lord Finesse. Sean said Lord Finesse too. Lord Finesse he's the godfather of punchlines to me. You know what I mean? So
but Fabulous early arts. I know it's not the cool thing to like Fabulous in the chat. I love y'all, but y'all was outside same way I was outside around 02, 03, 04, 05. Fabulous had the bars, bro.
He did, bro. He had the crown for a while, actually.
What about Side?
Side has a punchline.
The skills to beat, but off the top of my head, I can't think.
Side has more wordplay if you want to make a distinction. You know what I mean? He's ill with the wordplay, like that. What was that bar he had on the Kanye album with the seasons or the months? I forget what it was off the top of my head. But he's dope with the wordplay.
Yo, Leroy said he gave like 20 punchlines on the one side. I heard that, Leroy. We gotta talk. I want to talk to you about that on the side. Hit me up on Instagram like around 8:30. Like I guess that's 5:30 your time if you out west. Around 5:30 your time. Hit me up on Instagram. We're gonna talk. You know what I mean? Because again, we connect with our listeners, and we just don't just treat them like pieces of meat. Pause. We build with our listeners. We hold the bump into each and every one of y'all at a certain point and really build. Because you know what I mean? We really do that here. But real quick, if we didn't tell y'all before, because I'm not talking about Hov anymore, like find somebody else to hate. The Jay-Z hate for engagement. They hate because he's rich. Jay-Z fans are not gonna change. To me, rap fans are who they are. Like you know how Nas fans gonna respond. You know, a whole thing, a Pac fan. We all who we are inherently. So let's find. I think as a family, we should agree to find a rapper to dislike in 2024. Let's put it to a vote.
and to put a bow on this, and I know AG mentioned this on Twitter, which is facts. I don't understand how the person said that they couldn't coexist.
Mm-hmm.
Big L was lined up to sign to Rockefeller, bro.
Talk about it.
So, like, what are we even talking about here? You know what I mean?
Listen, Hov is a lot of things, but damn it, the man loves money. Like he didn't even care for Cameron, but he signed. Like Cam said it himself, we didn't get along, but he signed off on each and everything that we needed to agree upon. He signed off on it. So if it makes money, it makes sense to Jay-Z. But real quick, people. Make sure you follow the Rap Roundtable on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, Twitter. We love the discourse. We got the little lifestyle on Instagram. Facebook is Facebook. I know how that goes. But make sure you follow us everywhere because you get different elements to the show. You get a look behind the scenes on Instagram. You get to see some of our takes on Twitter. So make sure that you follow us on all those platforms so that you stay locked in. And if you haven't already, as you pulled in, I see we got it to 121 in the chat. All of y'all need to be hitting that like button right now. Leave the dislike button alone. Hit the like button, lock in with us, run those numbers up. Let's get to 300 likes. I'm always going to ask for that 300 number. I don't care if we don't get it. I need 300 likes on each and every one of these videos. So, Sid Rap Snob, you threw a post up on Twitter, the December 18th post. Do you want to talk about that for a second before we get to the next segment?
Oh, yeah, of course. December 18th, you know, there's certain dates where, like, throughout the history, throughout the last 50 years of hip hop, there's certain dates where, like, it just seems like a lot of albums dropped on that day. You know what I mean? And so December 18th, apparently, we all know Nas Stillmatic, and then of course, see, there's another reason people hate Jay-Z, or might be. You know what I mean?
Oh yes,
Jay-Z also dropped the Unplugged album on the same day as Stillmatic, right? But it was, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you gotta kind of respect the counter move.
It was petty.
Nas drops Ether on his birthday, like, so come on, man. Yeah. I'm gonna drop this album on your release.
Return the favor.
You know what I mean?
And it's carried on since then. So you know
yeah. So we got Nas Stillmatic, December 18th, 2001. Same day, Jay-Z dropped his Unplugged album. Back all the way back in 1990, EPMD, Business as Usual. And then 2007, Lupe Fiasco dropped The Cool, which a lot of people.
Classic.
I might not necessarily be one of them. To me, it's like it's a strong 4, but some people consider that an absolute 5 mic classic. Lupe's best album, hands down. I'm a little more partial to Food and Liquor, if I'm gonna be honest. But the cool was a dope album too, man. But yeah, man, this day over the course of hip hop history, it's been a strong date. You know what I mean? Probably, you know, it's right before the holidays. Drop an album, you know, have an album for people to cop up, give as gifts, stocking stuffers, and all that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, some dope albums, dope projects, classics that have dropped on this date over the years, man.
That's fire.
The tweet in question, you asked the people of Gotham
which one?
Yeah, I mean, so chat, like, let's talk about it. Like, which one would you pick? Obviously, we know you're gonna say Stillmatic, but I'm hoping somebody surprises us and says something else. Let's get into it. You know what I mean? Sin, take Stillmatic out the equation, Sin. What would you pick? What would you pick?
Shit. It'd be between EPMD and The Cool, but I might lean towards Lupe, man.
Okay.
I might lean towards Lupe.
Talk about it, Sin.
The Cool.
I know that's Deanie's favorite rapper. Like people, you know, they'd be surprised. You know what I mean?
That album is beautiful, bro.
Yeah. Pusha T also, shouts to the Black Line. Pusha T also did drop Darkest Before the Dawn on this day too. But
good music.
I mean, in Pusha's discography, I don't know how strong of a project that was compared to, Daytona, compared to, the
The shit
latest
that had
one from the
nostalgia.
guy. The joint with nostalgia and numbers on the board on it. He had stronger projects, so I don't know about that.
He did.
I
August
think
Before the Dawn is not better than Daytona, bro.
It's not.
Stop it. Come
We
on,
gotta
Creed.
chill.
Don't do that.
I'm
Chill.
going with Unplugged. I don't care.
I actually own the CD Unplugged, so it's crazy.
Cape securely
The
tightened.
cape is locked in. Nah, honestly, I'm gonna be clear. I really enjoyed the Unplugged album. No funny shit. Like all trolling aside and all the stuff that we do at the Rap Roundtable, I did like the live instrumentation of the
Yeah,
Unplugged album.
absolutely.
It was a great performance. I think in present time, I'll say, knowing that he dropped it on the same day as Stillmatic, it feeding the narrative that he's a hater when it comes to Nas, it does take some points off, but a lot of points, in fact. But in real time, when it first dropped, I remember like when I was in high school, getting ready for school, put on MTV. I think they used to run that shit on MTV too,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'll be getting dressed in the morning for school or whatever, and they'll be running the Unplugged performance, and they'll be like, "Yo, this is fire!" Because as rap fans, you never heard nothing like that before. Where like you got the instruments, the shit like that, and it's live. You usually just get the instrumental or the vocal track underneath. Niggas is yelling into the mic.
Salute to Jaguar,
Ella,
right before she went left.
LL Cool J had done it. Before
we wasn't checking.
it was
for
that.
LL,
It was
bro.
that one.
You know what I mean?
It was that one instance before Jay-Z.
Right.
I think.
Like I wasn't checking for LL. I've never checked for LL the rapper.
That was like 92, I think, somewhere around that time.
Right.
Yeah.
I just thought that shit was fire as a kid. You got to remember, I'm 17 at the time, so it's like I'm like, yo, this is ill. Like
they didn't give that to rappers. That was more like a rock and roll pop act type shit. So that was a game changer.
Even when he did Takeover, just the way Takeover sounded, and shit, I'm like, this is dope. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
but my takeaway from this was the Roots was picking sides in the beef. That's how I took it.
Yo, what a time, right?
Crazy.
What a time.
I'm like, bro, if I'm the Root, like me putting myself in those shoes, I'm like, yo, bro, like these guys are really going at it, and he's about to perform Takeover over our instrumentation. Like, yeah, man. If it was today's age, sides would have been chosen.
Oh yeah,
Twitter would have went crazy. Yo, the Roots hate Nas. Like it would have been wild.
Facts. Don't support the Roots music because they hate Nas. But anyway, but let's be clear. Let's be completely truthful. The answer is still Mac. Only because I'm gonna play the nostalgia card. I remember going to high school, big loud Hov fan. We know what happened with Stillmatic. When I tell you lunchtime during that time, it was niggas rapping at the table, spades, and arguing about Nas and Jay-Z. Like that might still be my favorite time ever of school. Was just going to lunch, cutting class. We would go for third period lunch, and Canarsie, it was sixth period lunch was the lit lunch period. So we find a way to finesse our way back into sixth period lunch, bro. Like I'm not even a cat, bro. I stood on my square until like 26, 27 years old. But anyway, let's move on. We're not talking about that. A beef of a lesser kind. Drake and Metro Boomin. So Aubrey was on some platform. I don't know the name of it. If y'all can tell me in the chat, I appreciate it. Basically, subbing Metro Boomin because Metro was upset at the fact that her loss is collecting these awards, although he feels like Heroes and Villains was the better project. And he's crying about the politics in hip-hop and the music game overall. Do you need a balance? You see Metro crying about Aubrey throwing shots, saying he's disappointed, and basically saying who won what. What you got to say to that?
It's camaraderie, man. These are two dudes that they'll probably be on each other's next projects. You know what I'm saying? It's just how to keep the battery flowing. Drake has no real competition. You get what I'm saying? And if Drake was not the guy in the front, Metro Boomin would be the guy in the front. So I get why it's directed at Drake because he's the guy ahead of you right now. But like I said, all camaraderie. I'm sure we might see a project with them, an actual project from this. So we've been waiting for that for a long time. This is just you see Drake with the Hove bar. Damn little man, I'm just trying to do me. The
Right,
record do
right,
well.
right.
I'm just trying to move 3. So I think this is camaraderie, bro. I don't think this is real beef. I think this is just Metro Boomin voicing his opinion. Like, damn, I want to be number one. How the fuck is this nigga still number one when I'm doing what I'm doing? But it's Drake. And if anyone would do that, it'd be Drake, man. I just think it's camaraderie.
You think it's camaraderie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Consider rap snob. Talk to me.
Man, I don't know. I don't even want to really talk about this little Drake video, man. Like
Little Tiff.
this little sipping his champagne coolies. I didn't check to see if his fingernails were painted or not, but it felt like they were. I don't know, man. Like it just seems to me like it all seems fake and fabricated to me. They probably like laughing behind the scenes, laughing all the way to the bank. Like this is just it's so unserious to me. I don't feel like this is like a real thing. You know what I mean? And especially the way Drake went into that video, looking like he's playing a role. He's kind of just like playing it up. The whole tweeters and deleters thing I was like, oof, that is so cringy, bro. Like looking into the camera, like, y'all want beef? Y'all want to start? Come on, bro. Like
while sipping a creamed martini or some shit, bro. Like I can't take this shit serious.
I cannot, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah, not feeling
Get out
it,
of here, bro. No,
nah.
man.
Drake was giving me like
at all, man.
he was giving me drunk uncle vibes the way he was looking into the camera. You know what I mean? It was a little, and the thing is, I usually expect like Drake to be not that like people say he's a little sassy, but something along those lines where like he takes some slick shit and he move on. But the drunk uncle vibes is kind of funny. But I disagree with you. I think Metro Boomin been in his feelings because if I'm not mistaken, Mace talked about the fact that there's been little pillow talk allegations from Metro Boomin when it comes to Drake, and there's been Avalu snob remarks over the years. I think Metro didn't let Drake get on a song for heroes and villains, shit like that. So I think that this problem is real. In fact, I'm gonna take it a step further. I think it's a lot of sore loser vibes from Metro Boomin. He felt like he put together a top tier project that deserves all the accolades, and then Aubrey came through and crushed the buildings, and he's upset about it. And a lot. If you pillow talking, you definitely not above tweeting and deleting. You know what I mean? Because we talked about that in the in studio. If you're gonna lay up with these young women who are not your significant other, who there's a high chance that she'll end up in a bed with the person you're talking about. Stop talking like that. Like, stop being honestly, Metro, Mr. Boomin, you're being a little catty, sir. Like, stop it all. If you're gonna tweet it, leave it up there, pause, and just have the argument. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm mad that I'm not winning. Like, what you mad at Drake for? Like, you talking about politics? Like, you acting like you an underground producer. Metro Boomin, you just did the fucking Spider-Man movie this last summer, nigga. Bro. You are a proponent of the politics you speak of. Like, you're winning out here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to cry about industry politics when you're
talking about it.
Hello, he's the number one producer for a certain age level of rap. Like, he's not our guy, but if you're about 30 and under, 323s can probably speak to this. Metro Boomin is to them what Timbo and Pharrell was to us. Like, those are the pay-per-view producers. You know what I mean? So like for you to be here crying, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. And you crying about Drake, nigga, it's Drake. Like you acting like you losing the fucking what's the dude named the white boy who won that year? Where do we go back? You ain't losing the Macklemore, you losing Drake. What are we talking about?
Yo, the where do we go back shit took me.
Come on, son. And honestly, let's be clear. Like her loss is the better album.
It is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but I think what something that might be lost in this conversation is that the fact that Metro, you're a producer, bro. Like at the end of the day, you're not an artist. You're not a rapper. Like I can't. Word. Like thinking back, I couldn't imagine like. You know what I mean? I don't know, Primo dropping an album and then being mad that like, you know, Nas got all the awards or Big got the awards or Wu-Tang got the award. Like, bro, like the artist is the face. You know what I mean? And I understand like it's a new time and a new age, and like, you know, the line between producers and artists has been blurred quite a bit. You know what I mean? We've had, you know, Kanye West, but he raps, you know what I mean? We've had the Timberlands and things of that nature, the Neptunes and all that. So obviously we have had producers that have had a face in in pop culture, you know what I mean, and in the hip hop culture. But at the end of the day, the rapper is going to be the bigger face. The rapper is going to be the artist. The rapper is going to be the one that's going to be recognized the most for the song. Whether that's fair or unfair, that's a different conversation that can be had. Maybe his point is that maybe he's feeling like that's not fair. You know what I mean? But yeah, you got to accept that, like, that not only is Drake an actual, rapper / artist, he's the biggest rapper / artist. So like, you got to, just roll with the punches, man.
But you got your man doing like big orchestral shows and shit like that. So I'm sure his ego is getting a little boosted as opposed to like a nigga that played the background. You know what I'm saying? Like Timbo, even though he made all the beats, he popped out in the video and but he was a background nigga as far as like in the video and in the tunes. Like Metro's like everywhere, bro. He's in the videos. He's a sight to be seen. So it's different because the DJ gets a lot of artist-esque, you know what I'm saying, attention. So I could imagine that goes to your head.
Listen, man, Metro, lose gracefully. That's all I'll say. Lose gracefully. Like, again, you made a fire album. You did the soundtrack. You're not hurting for bread. You're not hurting for critical acclaim amongst your peers. Maybe not the heads, but amongst your peers, you're not hurting for critical acclaim. And I'll take it a step further, Metro. You're not just a generic producer. You're out here. You're making some fire. Like, I think Sinner's even given you flowers in the past. I could be mistaken. But look, you flip samples. You make good beats. You've tried to veer out of the generic track lane, and you've done so at a high level. So, bro, if you're losing to Drake, bro, so what? You know what I mean? Do better next time.
And you give Drake a lot of his hits. You get what I'm saying? So you're forever laced in the legacy with Drake. So, winning, brother.
I just want to complicating in relationships. Go ahead, Armson.
I just want to point out a comment from Mil Bixby. He said Pete Rock played that role during the It Was Written era. And that's even more to my point. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the Pete Rock in this, like, not in the sense of like, look, Pete Rock is one of my favorite producers of all time. He's legendary. You know what I mean? But
no question.
But Pete Rock has been known to be in his feelings a little too much about what other artists are doing, what other producers are doing, the direction that artists are taking, or that hip hop as a whole is taking. You don't want to be that guy, Metro. So, you know what I mean? Just roll with it, man.
I see what you're saying now, humble bragger. Nah, I think whatever award show he's talking about, I guess I don't even know, because not every award show even nominates Nas's work for whatever reason. We know how that game is played. It's all politics and shit like that. I would have to go look at the other award show and even see if KD3 was even acknowledged. But we know for the Grammys, KD3 is nominated. But I don't know about like the BET Hip Hop Awards or whatever other award shows that Metro is talking about. I don't even know if KD3 was in the argument. I can't really say. He said, you say KD3 is winning? It might, but it's the Grammys. The Grammys is known for doing fuck shit. I'm gonna put it on wax. It wouldn't surprise me if after all this crying that Metro was doing, if he don't walk away with the Grammy that night. Maybe he's campaigning for the Grammy low key. You know what I mean? But moving on, we know y'all don't care about the Drake talk so much, but we like when niggas getting their feelings because it gives us something to talk about. On a positive note, Scarface, Face Mob himself, goes on Tiny Desk, and the streets are saying that this is the best Tiny Desk ever. Now, I won't lie and say that I watched the whole thing front to back, but I saw some bits and pieces, and you know what? I feel like my biggest takeaway is if you weren't a fan of Scarface before you watched it, how can you not be a fan walking away from it? Like how personable he is. Like, again, Sin, and we always talk about it, rappers are superheroes. We as people, we can't help ourselves. We always put them on a certain upper echelon above the common person. But I came away feeling very personable with Scarface. Like, I'd have a beer with this guy. I might even want to smoke. I don't even smoke, but I might smoke with Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really enjoyed how down to earth, how relaxed, and how comfortable within his skin he was. And it makes me beg the question again, how can we find these GOAT conversations? Like what does he have to do at this point to be in that conversation, Sam?
Wait, hold on. Are we actively giving flowers to a Southern rapper?
Oh, he's not from New York? I thought he was from Staten Island or something.
I thought he was from Harlem.
Oh shit! I gotta take that back. Nah,
Shitting me?
Scarface, the Southern legend, the
isn't
Texas,
Houston part of
Houston,
Brooklyn? Ain't it like the Houston
Houston,
projects
Texas
in Brooklyn?
legend. You know
Houston
what I
and
mean?
Vegas?
Houston.
Like,
Oh man, I love dismantling all of these fuck ass
fuck
narratives, man.
narratives, man.
Um, nah, man. Look, yeah, Scarface. Number one, yes, Scarface deserves to be in GOAT conversations more so than he is. Um, number two, the same takeaway as Jarv. Like, it was crazy because like as soon as I cut it on and press play, like there was something already sort of like, you know, palpable about like the energy in that room. And like and it was crazy because I'm watching it on the screen, but like it he really worked hard to make you feel like you were there, even if you were not. Like the all that personable energy, you know what I mean? The way he was so the way he was delivering his performances, the way like you saw that he was feeling every last word that he spit. And beyond that, like the all the musicians, all the background musicians, the backline, like they were all in pocket to perfection. You know what I mean? It was just such a synergy of energy and talent and gifts. You can't like at some point you can't even call it a talent. It's a gift. Face Mob Scarface has a fucking gift. He's an incredible orator. He's an incredible lyricist. He's an incredible songwriter. Come to find out, he's an incredible. Well, I don't know about incredible, but he's a musician as well. You know what I mean? He's playing guitar. They were telling stories about like how he was writing the bass lines to the songs back in the day. Like this is shit that to me as like a music nerd that I want to be able to dig into all the processes that happened, like you know how did you get from point A to point B. When I hear these little stories and when I see things like Scarface picking up a guitar and I had no idea he knew how to play guitar, when I hear about he was literally writing the bass line with Mike Dean and he was working with Mike Dean way back then. Like everybody knows Mike Dean now through Kanye West. Mike Dean is like deep in the game, you know what I mean? And so it was just all of it, like everything about it was to me just home run, knocked it out the park, 10 out of 10 perfection. This might go down as the best, at least the best hip hop Tiny Desk, because there's been Tiny Desk for all other genres too. But as far as a rap Tiny Desk, it's just chef's kiss, man. Beautiful, beautiful to watch.
Denny, were you able to tap in at all? I don't know if you got to see a
I
clip on the
only
socials or whatever.
clips. I got to see a clip or two. As we're talking, all right. So this might be a little tangent, but going back to like my encounters with Scarface, for me to get in touch with a non, especially my New York bias, for me to get in touch with a non-New York artist at the time, it was just you gave me a New York feel. And even though Scarface is not a New Yorker, as we have to let people know in the chat, you know what I'm saying? You felt that vibe from it. You listen to like shit, like even something like Favor for a Favor with Nas. You know what I'm saying? When I say that New Yorkness, it's this toughness, it's this grit, it's the way the bars line up, the synergy. Like he's always had that, bro. Like, and as far as like personability, like especially since like outside of him rapping, he's been super personal, bro. Like I seen him on Willie D show. You know what I'm saying? Was it his son that gave him the kidney? You know what I'm saying? Or some was it the kidney, right? His son gave him a
It
transplant.
was a kidney, yeah.
Just the way he speaks, the way he talks, the way he just even at the Nas joint when they just him and Rakim, when they just got the Perseverance Award shit, like he's always been a solid dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I see this, the little clips I did see, I say to myself, I say to myself, I'm gonna keep it a beam, man.
Keep it a beam, bro.
I don't know how 3 Stacks could be in that frame of mind when I see shit like what Scarface is doing. When I see how in tune he is with the music. I didn't even get to see the fucking instrument parts, but to hear that, you know what I'm saying? He didn't pick up a flute. He picked up a guitar, you know what I'm saying? So to see that too, like let's keep it. I'm gonna give them because they always say we cook the South, bro, but we show the South so much. We show other regions of hip hop so much love, but the South specifically, bro, like the way He just always kept himself as a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Scarface has just always been solid. And we're talking about it now, but this has been like what, damn near 30 years in culmination, bro. Like, so salute to that man. I'm gonna watch the full joint at the end of this though.
You gotta watch it beginning to end.
Everyone I've talked to said this shit is different, bro.
It's different. It's special. Like it's almost like there was a level of emotion to it. And again, I can't, because it wasn't even when he started rapping. It was like as soon as I press play and I hear like all the musicians playing, there was a level of emotion in that room where like it just captured a moment, and it captured like a soul that I have not seen captured on any other Tiny Desk. And so for that reason alone, like, it's my favorite one, hands down.
Nah, and you know what it is? It's because that's when we started the segment. It's a certain level of realness with Scarface that you don't get, realness and accessibility that you don't always get from your artists, because all these acts, they're not necessarily willing to be vulnerable. And he's in a position where life has lifed at such a high level and recently a hard level for him, to where he don't have no other choice but to keep it as funky as possible 10 times out of 10. So coming away from this, I'm like, yo, like, bro, run that man's streams up. Like, if you're not tapped in to him, and I take it a step further, I might get in trouble for this because I seem to always get in trouble when I say shit. But to me, Scarface is what y'all think Andre 3000 is in hip hop.
Oh,
he got the body of work. He got the group work. He got the solo bodies of work. He got the regional relevance nationwide. He's done everything. He's done everything that you can ask of him as an act. So when y'all run around saying that 3 Stacks is the GOAT or he's top 5, you should be saying it's Scarface. It's him. And honestly, I take it a step further only because before we got into this whole situation where, you know, Atlanta, and we always talk about Atlanta and hip hop, if memory serves me right, when the South really started to build momentum, it was Houston. And I think as time has gone along, Houston might be the most underrated city in hip hop. A lot of niggas during that initial Southern quote takeover was coming out of Houston. They was making fire. Before I had a car, I was listening to fucking UGK and them niggas. Yeah. But then when Paul Wall came out, you couldn't tell me nothing about Paul Wall. I didn't like Mike Jones so much, but I love Paul Wall. I love
that back then always gonna hit though.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Idol Great 88
always gonna hit.
Yeah. Idol Great 88 saying Houston and Memphis. Nigga, I love Memphis rap, bro. 8 Ball at MJG, nigga. When they signed a Bad Boy, I was on it. I was like, oh, with these niggas. With 8 Ball with Solo, and he had that Stop Playing Games record with Diddy screaming all over the shit. Nigga, I was like, I always liked what I liked. So I'm like, yo, y'all niggas love talking about 3 Stacks, and I'm sorry. Listen, we're gonna talk about this other person in a second, but y'all love talking about 3 Stacks. Scarface needs to be in niggas' top 5s, not Andre 3000. The answer is Scarface. If there's a Southern rapper with the solo discography that needs to be in these conversations, it's him. It's not nobody else. It's him.
I second that. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I don't cape for Andre long enough. But it's time to let that cape go, bro.
That flower has wilted, brother.
Hold that shit up. Put it in the trunk. Put it in the basement somewhere. I don't know.
And listen,
Flutematic just broke me, bro.
And be careful, because you know what? We got it, guys. Chat. No, we got in trouble again.
We did. We were too loud.
It's
always Job's extra pause, but the extra sauce that
the
he puts
icing,
on
the icing, bro. Heat rocks. Heat rocks, man.
Yo, so
man, just to be clear, if that man, I'm not gonna shout him out, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna do it.
But if that man is watching again, we were mainly saying that Andre is kind of excommunicating himself. That was the point of the whole segment. You know what I mean? You know, from not ever releasing a rap album as a solo, he finally crops back up and releases, like, you know, ethereal flutes for fucking yoga and shit. And then, you know, the comments of you know, not even wanting to participate in Hip Hop 50, like that all of that put together, it sounds like a man that's just kind of over hip hop, over rap, over the culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's just kind of over it. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, that's personal. Neither here nor there. Like, I can't I can't judge him for that. But as far as you know, as in terms of a person, but as a fan, I gotta call it what it is. You know what I mean?
Listen, so to take you behind the curtain, it was Young Guru, JC's engineer, was on a live stream with Tracy Lee, another legend. If you know, you know. And he got mad because I said that Andre 3000 is excommunicated. Like I said the sentence, but to Sin's point, it was in jest of the fact that he's kind of removed himself from said conversation. So I was agreeing with him, 3 stacks that is, that yeah, you should go. You know what I mean? Guru, we love that you tapped in and we love that you kind of like the pod. So you know what I mean? Ain't nothing crazy. We meant no harm. Well, I meant no harm, but if anything, and I'll defend myself here to Guru, and I say, like, we're fans, we love this shit. We really want to hear niggas rap. That's really all it's about. But if an artist is expressing himself by way of a flute, pause, and then he's saying these things in this interview, are we wrong to be frustrated if these artists, because it feels like he playing with us? That's how I'm taking it. Like, you don't love hip hop, you don't want to go back, but then you want to do an Outkast album, but you're not sure what you're gonna rap about. You don't want to rap about colonoscopies, bro. We frustrated. Are we not allowed as fans to be frustrated?
My human side, not my alien side. My human side wants the album.
Like, what you mean? We're not saying that. And again, because the thing is, what Guru was saying was, who are we to say that an artist is excommunicated? And Guru is 100% correct. We don't have a say, but we kind of do. It's a 50-50 say, because again, we're responsible for the streams. No, we know we got the stream farms, but he's not part of that ilk. He's part of the lane of hip hop where the fans have to go out and run the streams up for the artists. So we kind of do have a say, and we did 24K first week for a flute album, nigga. We did what we were supposed to do, so we kind of do have a say, no?
Right, and also that we keep saying this, we're speaking for us.
Yes,
if we're saying he's excommunicated or whatever, we're excommunicating him from what we got going on here between the 4 of us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, we ain't got no power to, like, yo, you're out of the code, you're out of hip. I'm just saying, as far as we are concerned, like,
we're not banning his music from any radio stations.
Like bro, imagine us saying some shit like that. But I'm just saying, in terms of what we got going on and what we fuck with and what we want to talk about, what we get excited about. I'm telling you, like, I'm not even, like, if he announces a rap album, I don't even know if I'm gonna be excited for it anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
like, but that's just where I'm at.
What I say is
me.
Yes.
It shouts to Tony the Dome, dude. That's his big motto. To me.
They don't even be giving a fuck when he say to me. They be trying to jump him anyway. You know what I mean?
Salute to Tone.
What it's like, shout out to Guru for tapping in and also not being disrespectful. He could have just fried us. He did the Stephen A. He showed us some love before he said, you know,
the little cooking,
light cook up.
But we appreciate being tapped into, pause, by one of hip hop's greatest ears. That is definitely a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Listen, most inspirational, bro. Like, again, the Rap Roundtable has this unique ability to push buttons. You know what I'm saying? And we're not celebrating it, but we really love rap. Like, this whole narrative that people are pushing that, like we just doing shit for clicks and they telling people don't listen to us and all of that. Nigga, we love rap. You shit me? If you love rap and you're not listening to the Rap Roundtable because some weirdo told you not to listen to us, you're doing yourself a disservice. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say on that subject. Like leave the Rap Roundtable alone. If you don't want us to win, just say that, but don't lie to the people, because you see it. Every time we have these interactions with people who are in the game, it's never no weird shit. We don't get into no arguments with rappers or producers. It's always back to the music. Everything circles back to rap. That should tell you something. It ain't no clout shit. It ain't no weirdo shit. It's just rap and rap opinions. The barbershop, the best barbershop on the block. But
shit, I'll take it a step further. Young Guru, if you're watching, come on the show. Come on the table, man.
Pull up.
We'll talk. We'll
talk
about
it.
To
you.
Come on down, Goo.
We'll discourse it out.
Come on down, Goo. Let's do it. I'll apologize on wax, you know, because I meant no harm.
Let's go. And I'll give you all of the flowers, every last flower that you deserve for being the engineer for the Rockefeller.
Honestly, Guru, if you listening, to me, you were the most important piece of that puzzle during the dynasty, because the Rockefeller Sonics didn't sound nobody else's Sonics in the game. Like the
Crisp,
vocals, the mixing. Oh, anyway, Mike H in the super
immaculate.
chat says Scarface performed at a club in DC. When it was over and the lights got turned on, he stayed and dapped up everyone in the room. Real niggery right there. We love shit like that. You know what I mean?
Salute.
Mace with the super chat. Sorry you couldn't be here with us. We already know you trapping. You making that pre-Christmas bread for the family. We already know what time it is. You know what I mean?
Macito.
Yes,
Get your grind on. You know what I'm saying?
My
But
guy.
my man Mace said, "One step closer to the brunch." Absolutely.
You
We're
dig?
gonna be if we get to that brunch. For the people who said that we wouldn't make it to the brunch, I'm gonna be insufferable. Just so you know, fair warning. Anyway, we got another topic here. Staying in the South. 21 Savage says that he lies in his raps. You know what I mean? He says his lyrics are mostly fiction. I'm not gonna ask Sin first because he's not the person who brings 21 into any of the conversations at the rap round table. It's myself. It's Dini, it's Mace. Mace is not here. So, Dini, 21 says this. What do you have to say?
And when they come to Jimmy, my name is Me Too. Damn, I said Me Too. Shout out to 21. As much as I hate to see it, niggas is clearing all their bases. None of you niggas is coming back with me on no prosecution. I'm letting all y'all know right now, I'm all caps in my raps. Don't take nothing I say seriously. For all the shit you hear, it wasn't me. It was them. Not even 5%. Fuck what Joe's talking about. Not even 5%, nigga. I'm more like 98%. I got 2%. You know what I'm saying? I bro. If you was a nigga out there really doing shit, skim, bro. If you was doing shit in the streets, the way the shit is coming back now, bro, just say you sold chocolate on the train, bro. Like, just say that's the only way you was outside. They're using it against you. We see what's going on with Thug. We see what's going on with plenty of artists before that. The whole drill wave was essentially like a tell on me rap fest. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. As much as I hate to see it, because I feel like we're from the era of like, you kind of had to be those things you rapped about. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You really, in order for the niggas to really like embrace you the way you were supposed to be embraced, you had to be about it. So I get it. I mean, 21 is not really a young nigga no more. So I doubt he's outside running, doing crazy shit. So I get it. If you're at that age, I say you're like a little over 30, just tell the streets you ain't do nothing, bro. Save these kids from going outside thinking, yo, I got to spray the block to be like 21 Savage if you're not outside really spraying the block. You get what I'm saying? Just, I respect it, but I hate it at the same time.
You hate to see it. Damn it.
I do. I
respect it. The rap snob. Your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, man. It's shit. Every rapper's gonna have to come out with all caps, like MS Doom. It's gonna have a completely different connotation.
It was free.
You know what I mean? All caps. But listen, just like Dini, yeah, I don't necessarily like it, but I understand it. And this is, look, it's a new age. We got to keep moving from square to square. You know what I mean? As they move their chess pieces, we got to move our chess pieces accordingly.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And you know, and we know they're not playing by the rules. So like, you know what I mean? We gotta do what we can. Yeah, it's look, I've never been under the delusion that every single bar that everybody has ever spit is real, but like when you're listening to it and you're kind of in the moment, like I don't want to suspend the disbelief. You know what I mean? And like to me, this is a suspension of disbelief now. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you watch a movie, you want to be in that moment and you're like yo, like the shit that's going on the screen and like, you know, in outer space on this, you know, crazy planet, you know, with these crazy aliens, like none of that shit is so far-fetched. But in the moment, you're like, yo, this shit is mad. If it's a good movie, if it's written well, acted well, and whatever, you're like, yo, this shit is crazy, it's fire. Like, and you're in that moment. And then when you come out of it, you're like, all right, I'm back to real life. A lot of times that's how I'll listen to music. You know what I mean? But there's certain artists that I think I believe more than others. I'm not a big 21 fan, so I couldn't tell you one way or another for him. But you know, going back to the Fat Joe thing, like that shit, it kind of hurt me a little bit. It kind of hurt me a little to hear him have to succumb to saying some shit like that when like he's touted himself as being like that real Bronx dude for his entire life. You know what I mean? On the other hand, like I'll listen to like a song like Nas Undying Love, right? That's clearly like a work of fiction, right? At the end of the, he offs himself. Clearly, he's still alive. Like, so you there's different levels to like this creative writing and this, this creative process for rappers. But there's definitely some artists and some rappers that I definitely don't want to hear this from. Just let me believe it. And if you come out and like you fuck up my belief system, like I'm gonna feel some type of way, man. As a fan, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna feel some type of way. In my core, like I know what it is, but like I don't like it, man. I don't like it, but I understand it. I get it.
Damn, guys. I'm hurt right now.
It is what it is.
I'm gonna tell you like this. The first thing I want to say is Buana Foundation said that 21 Savage lied about being from Atlanta. So before we get into that, I just want to say, listen, as a first generation American, and I got family who's from Flatbush, but they weren't born in America. But if they say they're from Flatbush, if they spent 85% of their living life in Flatbush, they're from Flatbush. That doesn't mean that they lied about being from the Caribbean initially, but in their heart of hearts, their formative years, they spent in the trenches as a Flatbushian, and that's what it is. I'm not from Flatbush. Don't go making assertions and trying to figure out where I'm from. What I'm saying is I got family from Flatbush who were not born in America, but you can't tell me and you can't tell them that they're not from Flatbush. So to say he lied about being from Atlanta, I've always resented that. Being that I'm of immigrants, I resent the notion that a person could be born in a different country and they have to, like 21 has to say from England, and 21's about that nigga's from Atlanta. When 21 talks, he don't sound like a bloke. He don't say, "Hey fam, what's going on, blood?" You know what I'm saying? He doesn't say that.
21 crumpets.
He's from the trenches of East Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. That man is from Atlanta. If you think he's from anywhere else but Atlanta, it's because you just want to be different. The next thing I want to say is I think that I hear, like, you want to, like Sin said, like, you want to believe I'm not from Park Slope, bro. Like, that's very offensive. I can't even afford Park Slope. You got $1, my niggas? First of all, Park Slope. Yo, shit. You think too highly of me, bro. You know what I mean?
There's areas of Brooklyn that have just recently been gentrified. Park Slope is not one of them. That shit has been white and expensive for a very, very fucking long time. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Park Slope. I appreciate that's a compliment. In fact, thank you, Mill. But it's like you want to believe your heroes. We've been talking. That's been a theme of this episode. When I hear all that Slaughter Gang and this and that and it's a knife, it's not. Remember that video where it was like, you know what I mean?
Online.
So I don't want to hear that from 21. That's what I'll say. But at the same time, I completely understand why. With all this RICO shit, that some people in the chat are even saying it. All this RICO shit going on and all of the potential charges being caught and how the law is trying to play games with hip hop and use people's lyrics against them. Mm-hmm. I'd say that too. At this point, we've jokingly said in the past over the years that rap is pro wrestling, right? And I think now with the way the RICO thing is going and everything to that degree, it kind of has to be, even if niggas is really outside jugging and people are getting poked and people are getting shot or whatever the case. You have to now say that my raps are cap. I'm not mad at 21. I don't want to hear it. It's a bad look for conversation for people who don't think below the surface level, because there's a lot of surface level thinkers out here. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. No disrespect to the surface level niggas, but we know who they are. So they're gonna believe that 21 is a liar. All the shit he raps about is a lie. I can't believe it. Rap is fake, etc., etc., etc. But the people who are really part of the culture, we know that what was going on with YSL and what could potentially happen nationwide, even though Meek Mill did get a victory with all reform shit, they ain't reformed the shit that you could use niggas' lyrics against them enough nationwide to where a Cali nigga can get jammed up with his bars. A New York nigga already got jammed up with his bars. You have to say that your raps are cap in order to protect yourself from the law. So I'm not mad. I'm disappointed that we have to have the conversation, but 21 did right, in my opinion, Sam.
Yeah, no. I agree. Again, I don't like it. I just, but I understand.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Dini. Do you think that this can have like a negative impact on hip hop as far as the kids coming up now and how they view what real is from what's fake?
Definitely, especially if you're playing them type of games. You know what I'm saying? Because now there's a segment of niggas in the streets, the service level nigga that's like, this nigga, he's still alive to talk about it. Yo, this nigga you know what I'm saying? Whatever he was doing. But I never see myself the one doing it. It's more like a little, I wouldn't even say vicarious. It's more like a little respect. I appreciate you for going through that because I ain't going through that type shit. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's not going to be there no more. Like, and I don't know how to take the music. If I was that age, how I would accept the music knowing that the niggas that did what I thought they did wasn't doing it. Even if we knew they wasn't doing it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But is it believable?
But you got to think about it too. Fat Joe on an Instagram post said the other 5% of his raps, and it was him holding a blick in the Bronx. So it's like, what? like you gotta be careful with these rappers. But I understand the game. I see where the laws are going and how they're trying to find a way to suppress black culture. And I think avoiding the RICO was a smart way to do so. Shout out to 21. I'm not mad at him at all. But you know what? We got a special topic. You thought we was gonna get out of here without breaking it down? We know we got the Nas fans. You know what I mean? Stillmatic 22. We touched on it earlier, but we couldn't leave up out of here without talking about it. And of course, to talk about it, we got a very special guest, friend of the show, Tony the Dome. Welcome back to the Rapper. Got his Nas shirt on. He doesn't meet you today, man.
Oh man, you coming from my spot? Nas shirt.
Fire shirt, man. Fire shirt. Tony the Dome. Welcome back, bro.
Good, fellas. How y'all, man?
We can't complain. We can't complain. So, Tone, man, let's get right into it, man. I saw the tweet. I was like, I'm about to hit Tone because I see him tweeting about it right now. So let's just get him on here. You said that the impact of Stillmatic was a 5, but the album itself is a 4.5 out of 5. What, in your opinion, knocked that half a point off from giving it the flawless victory?
So first, impact, no question. What he did at that time in the culture, the battle with Jay-Z, the resurgence of what people thought he lost, which I didn't think he ever really lost much anything anyway. Mm-hmm. That impact is undeniable. When I say the music, I guess we can't act like Braveheart Party didn't happen either. You know what I'm saying? Before they reissued Jordan. Braveheart Party did happen. Not sure. Smoking is on there. I'm not the biggest fan of smoking, but nevertheless, about music, I can say a lot of great 5 mic albums might be 4.5 musically to me in my ears. You know what I'm saying? Not to slight it because 4.5 is amazing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't love Braveheart Party. Glad they took that joint off, reissued it. They left Smoking on there. Didn't really love it. Rule is lyrically amazing, but don't really love. I mean, I know people like that old 80s sample. Don't really love the song. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I meant. But it still matters. A classic. It's a classic album, though.
Hands down. Sincere the Rap Snob, 22 years later, he says Braveheart Party is the reason it's not a flawless victory. What do you got to say to Tone, man?
Shout out to Tony. I like his tweets all the time. I hit the like button all the time on his tweets because I see eye to eye with him a lot.
You be talking. Yeah. You be talking.
But
Rap Snobs unite.
But on this particular topic, I kind of agree with him still, even on this. Okay. Even on this.
Okay.
I kind of agree with him still. You know what I mean? I think we've talked about it here at the table. You know what I mean? When it comes to Nas, Illmatic, It Was Written, and the Lost Tapes. To me, that's the holy trinity. You know what I mean? Godson is up there, and Stillmatic is up there. You know what I mean? Possibly to round out the top 5. I don't know. KD3 might creep its way into that top 5 for me. You know what I mean? But while we're on staying on the topic of Stillmatic, like Tony said, you know what I mean? Braveheart Party, we can't act like that shit never existed. It happened, it existed. That's the one thing I really hate about the streaming era is that like a lot of people are not really gonna know and do the knowledge of like how shit was when certain shit dropped. You know what I mean? Like there's certain songs where they've removed a sample out of the song for clearance reasons. There's certain songs that are just not playable on the album. There's certain songs that got cut. And so, you know what I mean? Braveheart Party existed. You know what I mean? So if we're going by the purest standard of when it actually dropped, that and you look, not to say that classic albums can't have a skip, but Braveheart Party was a hell of a skip, bro. Like that shit was not good by any stretch. Now let's say we go by how the album exists today without Braveheart Party. Like Tony the Dome, I'm also not the biggest fan of Smoking. And I feel like when I tell people that, like they look at me like I'm bugging. Al, if you watching, I know we've had this conversation before because my boy Al, he loves that song. I've never liked Smoking like that, bro. So there's that. And then near the end of the album, you got Rule and My Country back to back. Not the biggest fans of those songs either. Again, some people like the Tears for Fears sample. I didn't like the original from Tears for Fears. I don't like the sample on Rule. And then my country is cool. I'm not a big fan of the production on that song. I don't really like the beat. Like and Nas, look, to be clear, Nas is Nas. He's always talking, you know what I mean? But the beat on My Country, I'm not the biggest fan of it. So yeah, you know what I mean? But the rest of it is like the rest of the album makes up so much for what those songs lack. The Stillmatic intro, I feel like not enough is talked about the Stillmatic intro. You know what I mean? There's a lot of intro talk about a lot of other albums, the Dynasty album, the B Commons B intro, Stillmatic intro. We need to talk about that more. Obviously, we know what Ether did. Got Yourself a Gun. You're the Man might be my favorite song on the album. You know what I mean? I feel like, and I also feel like finally Rewind is finally getting the flowers that it deserves. You know what I mean? As a storytelling song, but back with the creativity that's crazy. One Mike, Second Childhood, Destroy Rebuild. Like what goes around, crazy. What a way to fucking close out the album, bro. So like the strengths of the album definitely more so than make up for those one or two weak songs. But like the fact that they're there kind of just throw it off for me. 4.5, not full 5. But like Tony said, 5 mic impact.
Yeah, and that's where I think I'm in lockstep with the two of you guys. I think when we did the 20-year anniversary, we spoke about this album, and now that's another album that the detractors who tell people don't listen to the Rap Roundtable love to go to that particular clip and say, see this clip right here. You know what I mean? LP kind of blew it up on Friday. I see you in the chat, LP. You kind of blew it up on Friday. Niggas are saying don't support the Rap Roundtable, but we already knew. Don't feel bad. We already knew this. We've already seen the tweets. We got the screenshots. But anyway,
we did the knowledge.
We did the knowledge. But I think I said when we did the 20-year anniversary that I believe that the impact of Stillmatic supersedes the album. That was my argument. I always felt like when I go back in real time and I listen to Stillmatic, I didn't love the album. I liked it, but I was a hater. I was like, this is Nas. This is my favorite rapper's enemy. I can't like this album. But I still went back, listened to it again, and it's like, for me, there's certain skips, but there's some heights on it. To me, Godson, I think I said in the clip, to me, Godson is what a lot of people think Stillmatic is. Godson to me is part, like I think you put it in the trendy, like that album is fucking. Like I hated myself for liking the album. I'm like, yo, like this album is so fire, and I'm supposed to be the Jay-Z fan. It's the Dynasty, and I'm in the crib just rocking to Godson. This nigga here, boy. You know what I mean?
I think Godson is the smoother playthrough beginning to end.
For me, it was written Godson, KD3. Those are my personal. To quote Tony, to me, those are my favorite Nas albums. I'm not saying they're the best. This is not a list. This is my personal favorite listens. But boy, on Stillmatic, boy, Got Yourself a Gun. When that shit dropped in real time, it was something stupid. You're the Man. I had You're the Man on a Clue tape. I think it was on the Professional Part 2. Not the Professional, Stadium Part 2. that song right there, like the fact that he came back off of whatever hiatus you want to call it, and he dropped these type of records, like the heights of Stillmatic on 6 mic level, even. But the skips are like, you know what I mean? But go Tone, you was jumping in.
Oh no, just two things real quick. One, people think that it's a diss when you say a song or two on a classic Impact album is a bad thing. You know, Big had Friend of Mine on there. People have seen me tweet about that. I hate that fucking song. So I don't like Friend of Mine. Drunk hot girls on situation. You know, it happens, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I could do without respect.
Yo, Drunk and Hot Girls ruined, like, that was my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy before my Beautiful Dark. That, like, why did he do that to that album, bro?
But as far as Stillmatic, man, you know, again, another song that people really sleep on for me is that Every Ghetto is amazing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bonus. Yeah.
You know, the Stillmatic intro to start it, Every Ghetto to end it. I mean, Nas was on one, man. I mean, and again, I don't love my country. That it's okay. I don't love Rule. I don't love smoking, but I understand the impact of the album. And you also talking about putting a little dent in Jay-Z, because at that time, whether people like it or not, Jay-Z was like Superman, dog. You needed some kryptonite to stop this dude. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Ether was the only thing, and truthfully, Ether wouldn't even stop Jay-Z if he'd have done the Blueprint 2 diss track instead of Super Ugly. He might have won. You know what I'm saying? He got mad. Ugly joint too fast.
I'm gonna be honest with you. As a New Yorker living it in real time, it didn't matter what Hov was gonna do. I'm gonna be honest. You know, it didn't matter. Hov could have dropped whatever he wanted to drop. Like Ether was a freight train. There was nothing he could have said. The only thing he could have done, he could have saved face by not doing what he did to going on Angie and doing all that stuff. I mean, it was nasty. But Dini, Stillmatic 22 years later.
You know what's crazy? When I think about the album, I totally disregard those tracks that y'all just mentioned, and for that reason alone, I'd have to agree. Like if someone put the blicky to your head right now and said, "Yo, you could never listen to fucking My Country again," you'd be like, "Bro, that's fine. I'll stay alive." You know what I'm saying? I will, and that has to count for something. And like I said, it's not just one track. The Braveheart Party. Y'all can count that too. And what's the other one? The one with A. Marie.
That's Rule.
Bruh, Rule. I'm sorry. I've never wanted to hear a song less. So with those three, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I do. But to what Jarv said and to what Sin said, the impact of the rest of the music on the album kind of makes up for the fact, you know, think about it like that those three songs are like the period on A Perfect Girl. I just make it sound. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We'll give her a week to get her mind back right. But as of right now, them three songs are really bad. But outside of that, the impact of the album, the bar work, like Nas has not. He hasn't. That was rare Nas, bro. Like rare form. You're the man. Like I've never heard Nas more in pocket. To be honest, like that was Nas was on pocket on almost everything he was on. Shout out to AZ for jumping on that. I mean,
shout out to Ike with the Iverson jersey.
Come on,
like
bro.
With herpes. Jeez. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, you know the boss, because the shit hit you. You get what I'm saying?
Anthony with my favorite rapper of all time. We didn't even talk about Destroy and Rebuild.
Had me looking at Prodigy sideways. I never looked at Prodigy sideways. Maybe when Hov touched him. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But other than that, like I was like, oh damn, Nas and P. When Nas caught Mega, he cooked niggas, bro. We didn't even see that type of Nas.
And
Nation too. Yeah, it was a rare form Nas.
Everyone, man.
And very clear Rebuild. He had problems with these dudes.
And you know what? We love as hip hop heads here. We love lore, and I think Sin talked about it a few weeks back. That the lore of Stillmatic, Godson, and the Lost Tapes, I don't think that gets talked about enough. Like, see how we talked about the multiple trilogies with Hit Boy recently? For my money, that lore, you know what I mean? Stillmatic, Godson, Lost Tapes is the trilogy in his lexicon.
When we did the joint with the three album run, that was my 3-album run.
That's to me, that's the peak. That's peak Nas right there.
You don't get no better than that.
Something else people never think about. This so-called drop off with Nostradamus. Think about what he actually recorded during that time period of 96, 97 through like 2000. You know, there could have been Lost Tapes just from that era. You know what I'm saying? You want the Rise and Fall, all these other songs, man. You know, it's crazy. What he was recording.
Nostradamus is like the complete opposite of Stillmatic, where it's like you got 98% of the songs were just really dope. You know what I'm saying? You had 3 misses. I feel like it was the reverse for Nostradamus. You had like 3 hits, as far as not hits as a big record, but 3 fire records, and everything else was kind of just cool. You know what I'm saying? Which was like very rare for Nas. I've never heard a Nas album dip that much. It was a dip, you dip, we dip kind of joint. You know what I'm saying? So it was a huge decline. You said what?
Yeah, that didn't happen, bro. You know, fellas.
Yeah,
think of
not for him.
Those 13 songs they just put on that release recently again that we all got back in '99 or whatever. Think about if these songs, he recorded these songs during the so-called Nas fell off period. He never fell off. They made a bad record label decision of putting Nas when they could have went on and put the original I Am out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I like when we speak facts as opposed to creating whole new multiverses about rap shit that actually didn't happen. Tony,
You know,
we appreciate you pulling up last minute to chop it up with us. That idea that you had, we kind of touched on it a little bit as far as we were talking about tribe a little bit. We're gonna do that still. Don't think I forgot. We're gonna put that together real soon. Top of 2024. You know what I mean?
Sounds good. I appreciate it, fellas. We'll get together soon, man.
Of course.
Yes,
appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate you, Tom.
No doubt, fam.
Fellas, we got a couple of super chats before we get up out of here. We had Kelvin Bray just donating for the love. Kelvin, we appreciate you. Mike H with the super chat says, Illmatic, it was written, Stillmatic, Lost Tapes, KD2 for me. That's his personal Nas file. That's a decent file. I'm not mad at that. Andre Trishir with a super chat says, till this day, I don't understand how Braveheart Party made it instead of making the original New Ideas, original bonus track. That song was fire. I mean, I think during that time, if I'm not mistaken, he was really trying to push the Braveheart brand. So maybe that was a branding decision more so than an artistic decision. You know what I mean? We did have Uchi Wally. Niggas act like they didn't like Uchi Wally, but in real time, we was rocking Uchi Wally. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Heavy. Still gets the joints lit.
It was You Owe Me that I didn't care for, but Uchi Wally was one of my favorite songs. I ain't gonna hold you.
That was annoying, but it still fucks the spots up though.
In real time, I didn't like either one of those. Over time, I learned to like
appreciate the both of them because of what they do, bro. They turn people up, man.
They turn the women up. So you know,
but listen, you know what I mean. This was Monday Night Raw. We told you we was gonna bring the live back. We had to take care of business last week, but the live is back in full effect. We moved up the time a little bit to try to, you know, I mean, give the people what they want. It didn't quite work out because you know things happen, but we'll be back on going forward. We'll be on at 6. So make sure that y'all keep y'all schedules clear. Or if y'all commuting around 6, pull up for the lives around 6 p.m. so that the Rap Roundtable can have the ISO before According to Hip Hop comes on so that we don't got to split the audience. You dig what I'm saying? Rap Roundtable. And once you're done with the Roundtable, you can go right down the block to According to Hip Hop, get your fix, get everything you need for the night. Go from Raw right over to Nitro. You dig? But they need to balance. Take us home.
Yo,
real quick. Hold on, real quick. Just a quick RIP to Amp Fiddler, the mentor to Jay Dilla. He was the one that kind of discovered him, brought him over to Q-Tip, and then working with Tribe, and then the rest is history. Amp Fiddler, heavy musician out here with Funkadelic, Enchantment, incredible musician, discovered Dilla. Got to give him his props, man. RIP.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yo, salute to Tone the Dome. Salute to Macito, not here with us, but always with us. Salute to the chat. Fuck with y'all all day for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit coming down the pipe for y'all. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jaw, the point guard, Sincere the Rap Snob. I'm Dean the Balance of the Force. This is Monday Night Raw at the Rap Roundtable. Get it. Boom.
Go run up that Rome Streets interview if you haven't already. Make sure you tap in a fire interview. Classic. Don't miss out. And be clear. Somebody told us, and I heard him. I'm gonna salute him on the next mailbag. But he said that they pull up for the Rap Roundtable because we're the main attraction. You know what? You're right, and we'll make some adjustments to how we do the interviews in the future so that everybody wins. But again, we'll see you soon. Lunch hour is the next play. Peace.
Yes.